The symptoms of smallpox were devastating. This is a ward in the Hampstead Smallpox Hospital in 1871, 75 years after the first vaccine was created. It seems strange that there should be so many cases despite a vaccine, but many people were opposed to being vaccinated. The symptoms included a skin rash of flat spots which became raised bumps filled with fluid that left survivors with permanent scars, a sudden onset of high fever up to 40 degrees Celsius, and vomiting. It also had a dreadful death rate, with 300 million people passing away from the disease in the 20th century alone. 3 out of 10 people who caught the disease died, and so it wiped out a significant portion of the world's population. The first vaccine ever created was for smallpox by Edward Jenner in 1796. He noticed that milkmaids who had caught cowpox did not catch smallpox, as at the age of 13, as an apprentice, he heard a dairymaid say, "I shall never have smallpox, for I have had cowpox. I shall never have an ugly pock-marked face," and explored the concept of immunity through this. Jenner took cowpox matter from the lesions of a milkmaid named Sarah Nelms and inoculated an 8-year-old boy named James Phipps in May 1796. Phipps recovered from cowpox within 10 days. In July, Jenner inoculated the boy with smallpox, and no disease developed. This is a crucial discovery in the world of healthcare, all thanks to cows. However, many were opposed to vaccination as they did not understand the concept of immunity and thought there were no benefits. This document is a complaint letter by a man called Andrew Loudon to the Home Secretary. "Sir, I humbly beg to protest against the passing of the bill on compulsory vaccination, which I look upon as a gross infringement on the medical liberty of the subject. I further beg to represent to you that many professional persons and others are of opinion that vaccination not only does not prevent smallpox, but it is productive of worse and more dangerous diseases. Such being the case, I hope you will present this my protest to the House of Commons. I am, sir, your obedient servant, Andrew Loudon. Barhead by Glasgow." Despite this ongoing opposition, on December 9, 1979, smallpox was declared to have been eradicated. This relates to the modern day, as there are people refusing to and even actively protesting against wearing masks, as they also see it as a gross infringement on their liberty, despite the clear evidence that it will save lives. In the 18th century, they didn't know as much that it was necessary to social distance, but they had a basic idea that people should not visit each other as much and should try to keep to themselves, something that we've been doing, though in significantly different ways. This period has given us all time to recharge, whilst also allowing us to appreciate the ways in which we can stay in contact, a luxury that people did not have in the 18th century. The concern over something new is understandable, as people will always be unsure when confronted with new situations, highlighting the importance of education to combat this uncertainty. Whilst education is much more accessible and the majority of people understand the way vaccines work, a recent survey found that nearly 1 in 6 British people would refuse a vaccine if one was developed, demonstrating that anti-vax sentiments are still prevalent. Hopefully, people will be able to come together to defeat COVID-19 soon.